Waldorf and Pemberton. I'm excited to be here today with you doing the second Bulldog Bite for our district. And in this particular Bulldog Bite, I'm going to highlight the 4 visions that I shared during the interview process for the superintendency held back in March, as well as highlighted in the May JWP Pride newsletter and mailed to all district box holders. With that said, let's get into the 4 visions. Vision 1 was creating a collaborative culture. I highlighted in that letter that I sent out that oftentimes in the traditional educational setting, teachers operate in silos. They're in their classrooms, they close the door, they begin prepping and things of that nature in preparation for their students and the next learning opportunity that they have. In a collaborative culture, we open those doors and we begin collaboration between 2 professionals or several more professionals as we develop instructional practice. A shift to that means that we're shifting from a focus on teaching a unit of instruction or just simply teaching a lesson to ensuring that our students are learning the content. With that said, what the district is looking at is the implementation of professional learning communities, and there's a process that we are using in essence to ensure we implement or that we achieve a collaborative culture. With that said, is beginning in November, we will pull together a guiding team that will address the process for implementation of professional learning communities. That group will read 2 books, one called Leaders of Learning written by Robert Marzano and Richard DeFore, as well as Common Formative Assessments, a toolkit for professional learning communities. And that basically is the process of implementation. So that group of folks will learn leadership, how do we lead learning organizations, and number 2, how do we implement? What is the process for implementation? Once that is all determined, we will have several staff members attend the Professional Learning Community Institute held in Minneapolis this coming summer. We'll have several folks attend, as I stated, and then what we'll do is we'll kick off next school year with a full implementation of professional learning communities. This is an exciting time for us here at Janesville Waldorf Pemberton to truly take that focus off just simply teaching a lesson and ensuring our students learn at high levels and that they master content before moving on. Great conversations take place, professional practices improve, but most importantly, student learning is impacted in a positive light. The second vision that I had is to improve the people. In order to be an effective learning organization, the key indicator to successful organizations is the improvement of its people. The people at Janesville Waldorf Pemberton are the staff members, all staff. So what we've done here is we've pulled together a group of folks, I should say team members, throughout the building. Those specifically are Claudia Ressler, Mary McDonald, Jeremy Erler, Mike Francis, myself, as well as Lynn Gostomzik, and we have basically sat down and started developing a framework for evaluation for Janesville Waldorf Pemberton Public Schools teaching staff, and then we'll branch that out into other areas as well. But essentially what we're doing is we are focusing this effort on professional growth and professional development within our setting. And essentially the state has mandated that a new evaluation system be put in place by the year 2014-15, but this team has been proactive in developing a plan that meets the needs of the Janesville Waldorf Pemberton staff, but also ensures that our members, all members, are learning and developing at a high level. And so that is where we're at in terms of the improvement of people. The third vision that I had was embracing innovative change or innovative instruction. Several of you may have experienced in the past or are starting to see glimpses of this type of instruction, but it's called a flipped classroom. So essentially what that means is classroom teacher teaches a lesson on the smartboard, does screen capture and audio capture, and is able to create a YouTube video out of that. So in a flipped classroom, the student's homework is actually watching the lesson at home and then coming to school and receives support on homework. So those of you that have had or are currently in this situation, but have maybe an algebra student that has come home to you or is coming home to you or will come home to you, and you realize that, wow, that skill I had in high school, but I'm having to relearn it now, and you're trying to support your son or daughter, but in some cases you're providing them with the wrong way to do things. For example, the other night my daughter told me that's not how you write a divide sign. Well, That's the way I did it in high school. That's the way I know it. So I can't really support her in terms of what is the right sign. I learned from her the proper way to do it. But that's just one example where that teacher can now spend the time in the classroom to ensure that students are doing the carryover piece correctly, that they're actually mastering the process, mastering the content that was presented to them. It's an innovative idea. Some of you may be aware of the Khan Academy. That's one example of where they do this. It's effective for some students, not all. So of course we have to differentiate what we do for each of our students, but we're starting to see some of our teachers take that innovative instruction on and are doing some of those things, and that's exciting. The other piece that we're looking at offering is possible elective offerings that would not have been possible without some innovative ideas. More details will be shared in the future with that one, but I want to wait until we are able to clarify and finalize the plans for that. But again, very innovative, an offering that we will provide for our students here that no other district in the area provides. And that's the type of thing that we needed to be doing here in order to begin closing the doors on open enrollment and attracting some of those students back into our district, and maybe new students that aren't in our district that want to take opportunities that we have here at Janesville, Waldorf, Pemberton Public Schools. So there are some very exciting things that are happening here, and I applaud our teachers for being open-minded and for being willing to take these things head on. There hasn't been a situation yet where I have mentioned a possible innovative idea where a teacher didn't say, I'm taking it on, I'll do the research and I'll look at things. And that's good to have. We have professional growth mindset folks in our building, and that's excellent. And the fourth piece or vision that I had shared with the folks of our district is to celebrate the successes in education. Oftentimes, I mentioned that the celebrations that we have take place at an athletic event or some other adrenaline-filled event, whereas they don't really happen in the academic world. And we need to begin supporting and celebrating some of those things that we do, from the, let's see here, oh my goodness, the Road to Reading, or the reading kickoff that Mr. Swen does in his 5th grade classroom, to the all-day Spanish language instruction in the Spanish language, to singing out the rules for the way to behave in the lab, to different learning opportunities that are happening in other classrooms, great smartboard lesson use in our classrooms, other technological uses in our classrooms, YouTube videos. Those are the things that we need to highlight and celebrate, and those things are happening frequently here at Janesville, Waldorf, Pemberton Public Schools. And we really need to begin celebrating those successes and highlighting the work that our teachers are doing, our paraprofessionals are doing, our custodians are doing, our lunchroom folks are doing, and what our district administration is doing, and all the groups within our school district. We need to celebrate those things, and I can sit here and tell you that I'm very proud of the staff at Janesville, Waldorf, Pemberton Public Schools. We have a very committed staff that are being led in the right direction to ensure we have a high-quality educational system all around. I firmly believe that you can consider yourselves extremely fortunate to send your children to such a great institute. As always, call with any questions, but this ends our second Bulldog Bite. Thank you very much, and enjoy the MEA weekend.